Hi, I'm ReFabFashion. Welcome back to my channel. I have another thrift haul today. This is also from Savers. I had a couple items to return, which returns to Savers means you have to exchange on the same day. But I don't know what's going on recently with the summer holiday. The last thrift haul that you might have seen was just after the July 4th. I think it was the 7th or 6th that I had gone. And the store was on the quiet side, and I had a chance to go through the dresses section, which is usually packed because it's just one aisle, both sides, but usually a lot of people are in there. And I found some really great things that day. Well, today it's Thursday evening, July 11th, and I was able to again go through the dresses section and then blazers. I also did long sleeve tops today. I was kind of walking to the dresses section, and I found a lot of great brands. I found some great designer brands that I did not actually pick up because of damage or just the pricing, because Savers does price really high. But I want to show you everything that I got, and hopefully it'll mostly be listed by the time you see this video. So starting off with a bang, I found Jill Sander, which is a designer brand that I have not found before, but I don't know if they tend to be basic. There's another piece in here too. This is a blazer. It's 100% cotton with this kind of striping detail to the fabric. Just pretty basic, lightweight. There is a 2-button closure here. The top one comes all the way through, but the bottom one, there's a little stitch here. So I don't know if this is an error, that there isn't a slit. It is on the other side that the button can go through, and the button's here. I found another blazer. It was wool and it had a hole, but it had that same button detail on the second one. So if you know about Jill Sander blazers and you know if this is intentional or a flaw down here, the second button, please let me know. I'm gonna research that a little bit more. If it's a flaw, I may take it back, because that would be pretty hard to sell, I think, with that kind of flaw. But I'm excited to try. I don't really know the pricing for this. This blazer was at Savers for $9.99, and I always have a 20% off coupon, so got it for $8. Hopefully that'll be about a $100 blazer, but I need to do my research on that. The other blazer, as I mentioned, I found a second one, but it was damaged, so I didn't take it. And then this one here, I did decide to grab. This is J. Crew. It's a little bit of an older, it's got an older tag on it, but it's this nice muted green herringbone print, but the outer shell is all cashmere and the inner lining is 100% silk. And it has this really nice detail on the buttons, on the cuff, kind of this knotted feature. I don't know if this is wood, it feels like wood. And also the main buttons have that same detail to them. It's a good size, a size 8. And yeah, I don't see any holes or pulls or any stains. I check in the blazer the underarms. While it's on the hanger, I do my check over sleeves. I flip to the elbows to check, and the cuffs, and I open up to check the lining. So I'm excited to sell this one. This is not the schoolboy blazer, I don't believe. Usually that has the gold buttons. But given the material content, even though it's an older style, I still picked that one up to sell. This is the other Jill Sander piece. This is a size 38. Yeah, 38, which I don't know if that's European or French sizing. This is a medium weight, kind of half plaquette button shirt with a collar, but this material has some good stretch to it. It's black, but it's a more brown black. Clearly wrinkled. I need to steam that. I steam everything before I take my photos and list. It has just cuffs. Again, a very basic, kind of minimalist, and I don't know if this is typical of the brand or maybe just this person who donated the items. The tag says this is 96% wool, fleece wool, and 4% elastane. And there is a deodorant mark or a surface stain here. I usually take my nail in the store, and if it starts changing the color, or if I can get it off, then I know it's a surface stain, which I believe that is. But this being wool, it's probably dry clean only, so I'll have to see. I don't really want to use a baby wipe on this because it might leave like a mark from where it got wet and dried. So I'll have to think about what to do with that, or I might just list it as is, because I think usually people who buy used items, they want to dry clean it or wash it once they get it, if they're going to wear it. So sometimes if there's a little stain or a flaw that's going to be hard for me to wash without spending a lot of money, I'll just list it with the flaw. Yes, you need to price a little bit lower, but I feel like people are going to pay to wash it anyway. Why am I going to get it dry cleaned and then someone's going to get it dry cleaned again right away? This is a Free People top, $13.49. Free People can get marked up at my store. This, I believe, is called the Scorpion blouse, the Scorpion sheer blouse maybe. It's got a floral print, metallic, kind of a balloon sleeve here with a elastic smocked cuff. I only saw one currently listed on eBay in a different size, and a size large, and mine is a size medium. I think that one was listed for about $50 or $60. So even though I paid up for this, given that there weren't a ton on eBay with that exact title name, I should say, I didn't try to search for floral metallic sheer Free People. So other people might have some listed without the exact kind of name of the item, but I'm going to have the name in my title, so that's what I like to search for when I'm doing comp search and to see how much is listed. I'll probably try to price mine at about $50 or whatever the other size large was listed for. I don't think I saw any solds. This is a solitaire shirt, which I've picked up a couple beach cover-ups that have a lot of beading and nice details. This, I like the print. It's a 2X, so that's part of why I got it, and the price was right, $5.29 on the tag. But a nice thin, soft material. I think it's rayon. Button shirt, chest pockets, but a really pretty print and a good size. The mother of pearl button there on the cuff. I'll probably just price that at about $30 and take offers. This is a Land's End long sleeve top, a 1X. Yeah, a 1X. And I just really like the print and the colors here. So maybe not the best for the middle of summer. This is probably more a spring top, but I think even in the fall with the blues and purples could be good. So it's a button shirt, but this stretchy jersey knit and a good size. And Land's End, you know, people really know their size. They make items, you know, in a pretty quality way with quality stitching and materials. Let's see what this one is. Rayon and spandex. And there's usually an item ID number. I don't see one obviously here. Actually, it's probably one of these. With the Land's End, like fleeces, it'll be right on the hang tag at the top. But again, this was $7.79 with a discount. So with the size, the print, I might not have a huge profit margin on this if I list this for $30 and paid, you know, $6 something. But I think that will sell well and be nice to photograph with the print. This is an interesting piece. I want to learn more about this line. This is the Fisher Project, which is part of Eileen Fisher. I recently found a sweater jacket, a full zip, kind of longer, almost a boucle sweater. Priced that at $50 or $60. I found one other listed, and I had a good size, a size large. But this is an interesting top from Eileen Fisher. It's cropped, so it's a long sleeve, kind of white button shirt, but with the cropped length, which is not what I typically think of with Eileen Fisher. Maybe this is a mistake because I think people who buy the brand like that, but the Fisher Project, I don't know, maybe it's, if you know anything, let me know in the comments below, but maybe it's a little more trendy or more, I don't know, interesting. And for a moment, I thought that maybe someone had DIY cut this, but the material tag is still placed in here, kind of at the expected distance up from the bottom hem. So I think if this were originally a longer shirt that someone cut, the material tag would have been cut off. So I do think they made it this way. I don't see any discoloration or any marks at all. It's a very soft material, probably cotton, 100% organic cotton, and a size small. So we'll see. I want to look into this if I can find the exact style, but I'm interested in just experimenting more with the Fisher Project line. Again, if you know anything, leave me some comments. If you've tried to sell that brand, or even if you just know anything about the Fisher Project line of Eileen Fisher. This is a two-piece set, pajamas, a lightweight fleece, very soft. And this brand I have found and comped before. It's called Haven Well Within. And it's not priced very much to begin with, $68. But I did do a comp search on eBay. And for pajama sets, new with tags, there were about 6 or 7 listed and 3 sold, although they were the shorts set because it's summertime. But they sold for about $40. So I'm hoping that I can price this more than half, maybe 35 to 40, being a set and being a more of a long set going into the fall time. So that's my kind of giving that brand a try because I have seen it before. This is a brand I've picked up and sold a few times. This is Wrap London, and the tag is just tacked on, and with the capital letters there, you can usually spot this pretty quickly. This ends up being new with tags, not the price tag, but a return tag is still on there. But a lot of times the pieces in this brand that I find are just plain. So this was nice to find the printed with the kind of floral print and different colors, but there's also this like stitching texture to the fabric. This is a smaller size, either a 2 or a 4, which tends to be the sizing I find. A couple times I found a larger size, and that does sell faster. But these are known to be quality pieces from this brand. This is 100% cotton. On the way out, I grabbed a couple things as I kind of cut through the athletic wear row. I just did a quick look, but I found this pair of shorts, which just felt really nice quality, and they have compression shorts or like a shorts lining. They're an extra large, although I don't know if that's men's or women's at this point, but this is the spell out of the brand, PYNRS. And there's also a kind of patch of the brand and logo on the front. Zipper pockets. So this feels kind of like a Lululemon quality, Vuori quality. And when I looked it up on eBay, I looked up for shorts, I think just shorts black extra large, and I found a lot that were listed as cycling shorts or bike shorts. And these don't have a padded seat to them, but they might be an exclusive biking line. So I'm going to look more into the brand, but the shorts listed and sold were about 30, 40, high 40s range. So that seemed worth picking up. This was the last piece I found on the way out. This is a men's large, just a green short sleeve button up from REI, but it was just priced at $3.50. And of course I had my discount. I prefer to sell REI co-op. But usually these have, the style code right in them. I do like the texture on this. It's like, a crosshatch is maybe what I'd call that. A crosshatch print to the material. This is probably a cotton polyester blend if I had to guess. Like a performance blend. No materials tag. Oh, no, it's up here. Let's see. 65% rayon and 35% polyester. So performance wear top. There's a little texture to the fabric. All right, now the dresses. So this is where I spent a lot of time. Had to put back a number of things, like I mentioned, due to damage, but I found some new brands that I haven't found before. This one is one I've never heard of, Moods of Norway. And I wanted to look it up. It doesn't feel particularly high quality, but it has this novelty print and the European or French sizing, given that it's Norway, probably European sizing. But it's a kind of mini dress, but this bicycle print, a little puff cap sleeve, elastic at the waist, button on the top half, and a little necktie. So I did look this up. On eBay, I searched for Moods of Norway dress, bicycle, and I found one listed in a different size. And they're asking around $50, I think. None sold. So I want to research the brand a little bit more, but just alone being a novelty print dress with the bicycles, I thought was worth getting. I didn't even notice this. This is very interesting on the button. I think that's a tractor. I don't think that's a bicycle. No, tractor or a car or something. So I don't know, those little details sometimes are clues that something would be worth looking up or giving a try. This I believe to be a vintage piece. This is Lane Bryant, and in a smaller size than I would typically pick up in this brand. I don't pick much up in this brand. This is a 14-16, so just a large, extra large, 100% silk, and I do think it's 90s Y2K because it's a brown. So it's 100% semi-sheer V-neck tank top, and it's 100% silk with this pink stitching, embroidery, and the beading there. And it's a skirt set, so there's the tank, and then a matching skirt with some elastic at the waist, an attached kind of tie, belt, and let's see. This is a midi to maxi depending on your height. So it's just plain brown front and back until you get to the bottom hem, and again there's that matching embroidery and beading, and there's a long slit. This is lined on the bottom, so not a sheer. So I probably will try to list this for, oh, you know what I'm noticing? This is a different tag on the bottom, Venezia. That's very interesting. So 14-16, 100% silk. Does anybody know, is Lane Bryant owned by Venezia or the same company? I didn't even check the skirt tag. That's very interesting. I mean, the hang tag is, not the hang tag, the lower part looks the same, but then Venezia, Lane Bryant. Well, then that makes me think, did someone add all of that? But I don't think so. I think it came like this. They're exactly the same brown. Well, I have a little more research to do, but I would like to list this at $50, given that I do think it's vintage. It is a nice size, even though in Lane Bryant I like to get the larger sizes, and it's 100% silk. This is a brand I've wanted to pick up and try, haven't found. This is Jenny U Collection, which I believe they make all gowns and evening wear. I will use the word gown in my listing title, which I like to use for anything that is more an event dress or an evening dress. So this has the spaghetti strap, V-neck. It's open back here, but there is this kind of sheer tie, which I think you tie where the back strap is, and hangs down kind of over the open back. And then it's a full length gown at the bottom. So this is a size 8. And this was on the kind of formal dress section right next to another dress. Same brand, same size, same color, but that had some staining on the skirt. So what I think happened is that somebody purchased a couple styles, decided to wear one, not the other, and donated them both afterwards. I don't think this was altered, or if it was, it's done very well. Like the straps, I wouldn't even think that anyone stitched that or changed anything to the straps, and even the bottom hem looks so even. So if somebody did alter it, it's very nicely well done. So, but even if I don't think it's altered, I always give the measurements. So I do underarm on a dress, I do across underarms, across at the smallest part of the waist. If it's a more form-fitted dress, I try to do the hips, though that's hard because that lands differently on different people. And then I'll do from the top shoulder all the way to the bottom hem. This I may end up returning, but it was worth bringing home to me anyway. This was in the dresses section. This does have a tag, but it looks handmade, so it's a little bit sheer. It's not lined or anything. And kind of this boxy fit, but it is a romper. But I really liked the print on this. Just kind of this muted floral print. So I might say cottagecore for this one, but there is a tag, which I did try to look up and didn't find anything that came up with this. There's no size, no materials tag. Of course I can take measurements, but I don't know, I just thought that like someone working on a farm or who appreciates like handmade, homemade things or that kind of cottagecore style might appreciate this. This was listed $5.49 on the tag. So I'm going to try to look into this a little bit more and even maybe do some keyword searching on eBay, including handmade, and see if it's worth trying to sell or not. If I can't find anything on the brand, and handmade romper floral. If there's not much really happening with those keywords, then I will return that and not try to sell it. But I think actually something like this would do well also. You know, if you found this at the bins for $1 or on a really deep discount, this would be a good flip, I think, to a Buffalo Exchange because they like stuff like that, funky stuff. This piece I debated. This is a Zara dress, $9.49, a medium, is that what it was? A size medium, but it's a solid Kelly green color, a midi dress, sleeveless, with these nice buttons, big patch pockets, and slit on the front. I did a Google Lens of this and I found a website article, I don't know if it was a website magazine or a blog, kind of highlighting some spring summer dresses, and this was highlighted in there, but I didn't search the exact name of this. You know, Zara doesn't resell for a lot, but this I felt with the Kelly green color midi length would do okay. So probably more than I should have paid to try to resell this because my profit margin won't be too great. I'll probably sell this for $30, $35 in the end, but we'll see. If it's from this season or last season, of course, if anyone famous has worn the piece or Kate Middleton has worn the piece, then that always helps a lot with the pricing, which I have found a few of those. If you go to my Poshmark closet and, you know, look to my solds and search Kate Middleton, you'll see there's a blazer that I found a few times that she wore from J. Crew and a couple of Zara pieces, and they definitely went for better money. A couple of these dresses are more style based, so the kind of romantic 90s Y2K style. This one's very light cottagecore as well. This was a good size, a size 18. It is lined, but these lighter colors, midi dress, which it comes out a little bit at the waist, so A-line dress. But this sheer overlay with the floral is very 90s Y2K. The ruffles. Fairy style is very in, but this is, I would not say is a fairy dress. That's more the brighter colors, maybe ombre effect, sparkles. This is more the cottage core, granny core, coastal grandma. I don't know if that's, is anyone still using that keyword, coastal grandma? This is another kind of style base. This is a size 6. I don't know this brand, but this similarly felt very 90s, the cowl neck, again a sheer overlay, black over a blue lining, and then all this embroidery and beading. And this is midi or maxi, depending on someone's height. For me, I'm 5'10", and this is, yep, this comes to my ankle. So actually this is maxi, not midi. There's some darting at the back to define the waist, which is great. A lot of these dresses from the 90s will have a attached kind of tie to cinch in at the waist. I've plain in the back and beaded on the front. This is a modern piece, new with tags, hot topic, size small. But yeah, new with the tags. And this was priced at $10.79. I debated this one for a little while. I did do a Google Lens, found that there are some listed. It does have pockets, it's unlined, but this print is really, I think, eye-catching. Some mushrooms, little frogs with a mushroom hat, rabbits. So this makes me think of magic, maybe a witch core. I don't know what other keywords. Let me know if there are others that come to mind for you. But I think with that novelty print or also all over print or AOP, this is good, and it was new with tags. So paying a little bit more for this, hopefully. But this is one where I'll have to see. If the margin's not quite good enough, then I will take this back and pick out something else to resell that's going to make me a little more money. I think it's hard when I find a lot of things. I do try to be disciplined about looking things up and checking before I buy. Mostly I'm checking saturation and if in general the pricing looks good, but in terms of knowing exactly like what is my profit margin going to be on this item, I don't go to that level of detail because by the time I've gone through the sections I like, filled the cart, trying to sort the cart, make decisions, it's a couple of hours, and I do this part-time, not full-time, so after a day of other things and work, it can get a little tiring. All right, another style-based dress, almost done, a couple more. This is Magic, M-A-J-I-C-K. and a size extra large. Again, this is 90s style here. The dark floral print, the cowl neck. It's a little bit lower neckline in the back than the front. Now the beading is coming loose in some parts, like right here. And there's some spots over here. But because the beading is on top of the floral, I don't think it's very noticeable when wearing. And then it comes down. It's more of a column dress. It doesn't really flare out. But the bottom has this kind of tattered, I don't know what you'd call that, shark bite. It's not really just one shark bite. That's usually the points on the bottom and the higher point in the middle. It's kind of this jagged, that might be a good keyword. So it is lined up until the kind of ankles, and then below that it's just sheer. It's kind of this jagged, pointy part on the sleeves as well. But besides the beading, and this is maxi length definitely, besides the beading, so what I'll put in my description is I'll note the flaw and take a couple of close-ups, not the whole, every single loose thread. But I'll note, loose beading, and I'll have a couple photos. But then I put not noticeable when wearing, because in my opinion, if you're just wearing this and walking, you see the shimmer, no one's going to know that the beads are missing or loose because it's just throughout the whole dress. Okay, last item. This I was happy to find. First time finding Tajashi Shoji. Heard about it for a while from other resellers on YouTube. This is kind of a basic evening dress. It has the floral, what is the word? Not applique. There's some word for this because this was very popular, last spring, summer, the 3D flower on items. A little cap sleeve. I also forget the word to describe this. It has something to do with windows or window shades. It's not window pane. That's the kind of big box plaid. But I looked it up for an Eliza J dress once, I think, or Adriana Pepel does this a lot. I don't know if it's window shade or, I don't know, something like that describes this. So I'll try to remind myself of that. But it's just a basic blue navy dress with the cap sleeves. But I picked this up mostly to try the brand. This was priced at $18.99 and it's a size 8. And there is a style code here, which might help me, but I think also a Google Lens shot should be able to tell me what the style of this dress is and hopefully find some stock photos. But I'm hoping to price this at $100. As I said, I haven't sold this before, so I'll have to refresh myself on the brand, the pricing. But thank you for joining me today. This was an exciting thrift haul. I'm happy to be finding more dresses. I really just avoid that section because it can be picked over. There can be a lot of people in that section. And I don't tend to find good brands. I tend to find just a lot of mall brands and work dresses. So I'm trying to do more of the style-based, which I think is helpful, like this kind of popular 90s style, the floral, the kind of fairy or cottagey, like prints, and the sheer kind of flowy things. But I can't believe I found this brand, Jenny U collection. I had found some other ones too, like I said, that I had to put back. I found Jill Sander. So this was a good trip for a Thursday evening, kind of at the end, not right at closing at the store, but pretty close to the end when they weren't really putting out new items anymore. So maybe it's just July, maybe it's leftover from the holiday, kind of slow down. People are out and on vacation. I don't know, but tell me what you are finding too if you're sourcing recently. Are all the resellers on vacation and you're finding better things, or is it kind of sourcing as usual for you lately? Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.